Now, before you begin to drift into a nice deep state of relaxation and inner focus, I'm just going to say a few words about what it means to be yourself in social situations. So imagine if someone you know hurried up to you and urgently whispered in your ear, "Act natural. Pretend everything is normal." You might assume you'd suddenly found yourself in the middle of a crime thriller where you had to keep a poker face so that the secret government agents don't suspect you. Certainly, you'd become very self-conscious and wonder what was going on. Or, think about that feeling many people get now and then when they're walking through airport security, where they make eye contact with the security guard just as they pass through the metal detector and they think to themselves, "Oh, I hope I don't look suspicious right now." The very act of trying to act normal, of trying to behave naturally, usually ends up making people feel awkward and unnatural. This is called the be spontaneous paradox. There are certain instructions that are very hard for us to carry out consciously, and such instructions tend to be counterproductive. Don't blush is one example. Blushing is a completely unconscious process, and consciously trying not to blush often ends up inadvertently triggering the blush response. Another example is, cheer up. How many glum people must have heard that phrase and wondered how on earth they're supposed to will themselves to cheer up? And a very common one is, just be yourself. Deliberately trying to be yourself when you're socializing can end up just making you feel more self-conscious and awkward, just as if someone whispered, "Act natural," to you. Aside from the spontaneity paradox itself, there are many different facets to who you are. Nobody is always the same with every person they meet. Who you are when you're talking to an elderly relative is a little different from who you are when you're talking to a childhood friend. The role you play at work with colleagues and clients is different from who you are when you're listening to music or watching a movie at home. So deliberately trying to be yourself is not only paradoxical, it's also confusing, because there are many aspects to who you are as a person, and it's not clear who yourself really is. But with all that said, there's a reason why you're listening to this download. Perhaps you often get the feeling that you're pretending, and you feel like you are faking it when you're socializing. Maybe you pretend to like things you don't to try to fit in. It could be that you find it hard to open up to people, and you're too guarded and hesitant about letting them get to know you. So being yourself really means being free from the need to pretend. Free from the need to clam up and be guarded. Free to express your opinions, your sense of humour and your personality. Knowing that there will always be some people in life you get on with better than others, and that there's much more to life than trying to fit in. This session has been carefully designed to help you instinctively relax more with people, so that you can completely take the pressure off yourself and calm down that excessive self-consciousness. Hypnosis is the ideal way to make this change, because hypnosis lets you give clear instructions to the unconscious parts of your mind. The more you listen to this session, the more you'll find that you are naturally and effortlessly being yourself more, because you're becoming free from that old tense feeling of having to pretend and fake it. The more this happens, the more socializing becomes no big deal for you. Just like brushing your teeth or going to bed at night is no big deal. They're just things you do, without thinking about it. So now, if you haven't yet closed those eyes, you can do that right now. And when you think about it, it's clear that in fact, most of your experiences in life are spontaneous. They happen without you having to think or overthink about it at all. Just like when you start to drift off to sleep at night, and that body relaxes, muscle by muscle, letting go, as your dreaming mind begins to dream dreams spontaneously, without any conscious planning on your part. You simply let go, and your mind can wander and wonder inside about the undeniable reality of what it's like to stroll down the street and realize that you and the other people walking along there spontaneously move out of each other's way There's a constant instinctive dance you engage in whenever you walk down a street with other people on it. You weave between them, they weave around you. An ancient, natural, social dance that people have engaged in through the ages, in towns and cities around the world. And it feels so natural that it's no big deal to you. You're just walking down the street. And then other times, you're walking out in nature, arms swinging at your sides. Just you and the path you're on. And even now, you're filled with spontaneity, the rhythm of your steps, the unique gait, the way you walk, that would let someone who knew you instantly recognize you if they saw you walking in the distance. Because we recognize the uniqueness of the people we're with at a deeper than conscious level. Their unique voice, their unique posture and facial expressions, the uniqueness of your personality, because there has never been anyone exactly like you in the history of the universe, and there never will be again. You are as unique as your own fingerprints. And even as I'm talking now, you're hearing these words spontaneously. You're making sense of them unconsciously, instinctively. And it's your unconscious mind I'd like to speak to right now. Because the unconscious part of you knows there's a vast wealth of resources within you, a deep storehouse of ancestral knowledge about what it means to be human and to connect with other people, and massive areas of your brain are dedicated to processing social interactions, to instinctively being able to connect with people, to empathize with them, to laugh with them, to befriend them. All the deep, primal parts of your brain are devoted to this task. But the conscious part of your mind, your forebrain, that little bit right there at the front, that does all of what you think of as thinking, thought that it had to do all of those things deliberately and consciously. And it tried very hard to do this for you. It earnestly tried to make you fit in, to try to say the right thing, trying to manage it all very efficiently, like a little business manager with a clipboard, stepping in and trying to conduct a vast orchestra of highly talented musicians instead of leaving it to the true conductor. And that person with the clipboard has been drawing up spreadsheets and making PowerPoint slides, showing who should play what instrument when, and holding meetings and planning when the bassoon or the violin should come in, doing it all by numbers. But music just doesn't work like that. Music needs to flow, with layer upon layer of complexity and emotional truth, happening simultaneously. And when the real conductor is left to do their job and work with the orchestra in the way they know best, the most beautiful music just flows out from every instrument. No conscious mind involved. No people with clipboards required. And so I'd like your unconscious mind right now to help the rest of you to relax, to really relax, so that you can actually feel the conscious mind unfurling like a tight fist that finally understands it can just let go and open up into a relaxed, open hand, so you can rely on the knowledge that there's so much more to you than your conscious mind. And it's time to really trust in yourself as you relax deeper and deeper still. And I don't know if you've ever seen the delight of a little child when they're given a present, the thrill of joy that lights up their face as they take the gift, and a child's genuinely, emotionally truthful response to something like that may be the most honest thing you see all day. And it can be fun to watch their uncontrolled excitement. It can make you laugh yourself just to see it. And also really get a feeling of what it's like to be them, with all that bubbling, honest enthusiasm. And you can relax even deeper still, with the reality of this spontaneous engagement with life and with people, as your whole body feels awash with a very gentle kind of stillness, a freeing, healing, calm, as all the parts of you that need to quiet down and calm down and unfurl and become still, do so now. Like all the rest and calm in the universe is softly moving through you. And as the old pressure, the strain you used to put on yourself when you were socializing, is released, like moving a lever, sliding it down the scale from 10 down to 9 and 8, 7, 6, feeling the release. And it can be a real relief in it just not being so important anymore. And 5, free to enjoy yourself, free to respond genuinely and spontaneously. 4, realizing that you are free to decide whether you like the people you're with, as you click with some more than others. 3, and some you might not get on with at first, and then gradually build a connection with later. 2, and some people you'll find yourself naturally opening up to. And 1, that's it. The old pressure released, discharged, as you start now to live more and more from your own values, from your sense of what's fun and what's important in life, because this is your life. And you know social spontaneity when you see it. You know when people are experiencing it. That sense of how human beings are and have always been throughout time, when they're being playfully, creatively sociable, having a good time, relaxed and just feeling good. Sometimes they laugh, sometimes they smile, sometimes they look very absorbed and interested. Sometimes they are just quietly looking on, calmly at ease. And in a few moments, I'd like you to notice that one of those people enjoying themselves over there can be you, with relaxed, friendly body language, noticing how you can tell just by looking at the eyes and the face of that you over there that you're at ease, spontaneously having fun, chatting with those people. And the dreaming part of your mind can drift and dream through all sorts of different future situations now. And in each dream, there you are, relaxed, at ease, comfortable, chatting to people, and you might Notice yourself getting ready for an evening out. Relaxed, at ease, comfortable. Traveling to the place you'll meet friends and perhaps some new people. Relaxed, at ease, comfortable. Really enjoying the flow of the whole evening. Talking, smiling, laughing, joking, relaxing. Being quiet sometimes and going home again at the end of the night, having had a great time. Relaxed, at ease, comfortable. And the deeper you relax, the more you can find that now, here you are, in this future reality. Maybe a few days or weeks from now, connecting with people more, spontaneously asking questions, opening up, listening, talking, maybe making a joke, not trying to be someone else, but simply enjoying yourself, relaxed, at ease, comfortable. And some people love spending hours and hours socializing, while others like to do it for a while, and then they need some time to themselves. And either way, that's fine. This is your life, and you can relax and live it according to your values, and be true to what you enjoy as a person. Once you're free from any and all of that old pressure, that's it. And there are times when you don't know you're going to say something until the moment you open your mouth and say it. Like someone may sneeze and you just say, bless you, or Gesundheit, and it's a spontaneous response that you don't think about. And humour can be like that too. And you can enjoy the products of your own unconscious mind as much as anybody. Because your own humour can be spontaneous and relaxed. And your hands know about you being spontaneous. Because they just have a certain feeling in them. And your eyes, ears, legs, and feet know that feeling too. In fact, every part of you knows the sensation of being spontaneous. Because it's the very essence of being alive. And you can really enjoy noticing over the coming days and weeks how you feel so much more relaxed and spontaneous with other people. And you can listen to this session often and deepen this relaxed trust in yourself that's always here within you. Whoever you're talking to, and whoever you are, each time that you do so. And for now, you can begin to feel more alert and refreshed, preparing to come all the way back with a real sense of good feeling deep inside. Just noticing the position of your body and the sensation of whatever it is you're resting on. Perhaps becoming more aware of any sounds around. And then whenever you're ready, you can just have a nice stretch and open your eyes. Good.